Mike today noted that Bob and BG both had their Marine Corps basic training nearby at Parris Island, and Bob going through it in 1957 and BG in 1987.
That's a very cool little fact. 30 years to the month. In August, 30 years to the month that we went. And when he went to see my graduation, he marched across the same parade deck that I marched across to graduate in. And my chapel where I went to church or Sunday school, whatever we did, whenever we could get out of the squad bay, we went to, was his chow hall, the same exact building. So it was very cool for him to go, oh, this is where we had chow. And I was like, oh, well, this is where we do church. And this is, the same building and everything. So it was very cool that we had that moment together. And then we have this moment together, 20 years later. So it was really cool.
And all the build-up of the match, they pushed that Bob was 67 years old. The Marine Corps color guard, like you said, came to the ring with him. Styles and Tomko argued before the match. Styles got on the mic to start the show, telling Tomko to come out, noting that he hadn't returned any of his phone calls for weeks and wanted to know where he stood and yelled at him for siding with Christian. This was a bad match, but Styles was great in bumping for everyone. There was a miscue spot where Styles did a springboard elbow, but James moved, and he hit Tomko. Styles kicked out of the pump handle slam. Yep. We were kicking out of finishers all night here, says the Observer. They were being really careful with Bob, and that was a good thing on one hand, but didn't make for much of a match. The thing is, the Carolinas were really not Bob's territory, and if they were going to do this with Bob as the ancient legend, it would have worked a lot better in Georgia or the Gulf Coast. After a springboard drop kick by Styles to the knee of James, Styles and Tomko did their double-team tornado suplex on James for the pin. Post-match saw Kip James come in to check on Bob and BG, and he didn't even turn on him. 3/4 stars.
Oh, man. 3/4.
3/4 stars.
That's almost a star.
Yes.
That's almost a star is what you're saying.
If you remember anything about putting the match together, AJ had to be one of the few you would trust with your dad in the ring to take care of him, right?
100%. And Tomko, bless his heart, he was going to be great too. Like they were all as concerned as I was. And truth be told, it was what it was. And I don't disagree with the Observer's statement about it. Look, if it was in Birmingham, if it was in Knoxville, if it was in Georgia somewhere, you know what I mean? Like if it was in Marietta or something, you know what I mean? Like it might have been done better. But that's not where the pay-per-view was, and so that's where we did it.
You talked about how big of a moment the color guard was. Were you happy with how the match went?
Yeah, look, I don't really remember how the match went, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. It's more about this moment with me and my father, and that mattered to me a lot more than whether it got a friggin' star or not. You know what I mean?